for some people to come on. Hey, Lady Steve. We're just waiting for some people to come on so we can start chatting and talk. Have some fun. Sorry this got pushed back. I was informed yesterday about a party I was unaware of and kind of had to push this back until now. So, you know how things go. Was uninformed, so I had plans, but the family had other plans, so we had to go do something. So took care of that, but we're on live now, so we can chat and talk about slot cars and have some fun. Look, everybody start to come on here. So how's everybody doing this fine weekend? In the height of the heat of the summer. None of us are all really here. Besides, crazy people have more fun. Not too crazy though. You gotta keep it on. You gotta keep it on a level. Got to keep it on a level playing field. You don't want to get too crazy because then you end up in jail or the padded cell somewhere. Keep everybody, get some comments going here so we can start talking and having some fun. So it seems we got about 6 people on now. So let's what do you guys? Let me tell you guys, what are you thinking of the shorts? You guys think they're cool? You guys are enjoying them or what? Push the like button. Push the like button. Let everybody know we're here. Get on here for hopefully about an hour, and we'll talk and have some fun, and maybe a little longer. Who knows how long it'll go? But we'll do some chatting. Yes. Okay. I think they've brought a lot of new subscribers to the channel as well, which is really cool. And it's also, after looking at my analytics and everything, the age group has gotten younger with the shorts as well, which is what this channel is really all about. Getting people involved, especially the younger crowd involved in the hobby, and helping to trying to perpetuate it and keep it going, and get some more younger kids involved so they can move along and this hobby can perpetuate and not die off. Because if you guys haven't seen the age group of this hobby, it's not very young. So hopefully we can get the younger generations involved and have them. Hopefully they see the shorts and they get interested and they find a way to get involved somehow. Our group's trying. We've got a couple. Of course, they're all our kids, but still. Time for me to go to bed. It is a little late, especially if you're on the East Coast, but sorry about what time we're on. I was hoping maybe even to make it a little later, we could get some out of the country people on as well. give some of the insights about the HO scenes elsewhere in the world. That's why I wanted to do it at 1:30, but that got kind of nixed by a birthday party we had to go to, so that I was unaware about. I thought it was going to be yesterday, and it ended up being today. But yeah, that's the. Oh, okay. It's Monday in Australia, if I remember right. I'm not sure about what time it is over in Europe. I think they're, what, 8 hours? Is it 8 hours ahead of us? Or 6 hours ahead of us? Can't remember. Something along those lines, anyways. Today's yesterday somewhere. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So what's everybody been up to so far this summer? Any good racing or any new cool acquisitions or anything out there? Has anybody out there who's on, has anybody bought the new Magna Traction style car from Dash yet? No, where's everybody else? Get some feedback on that. I'm going to be getting one of those. Hopefully here soon we'll be picking one of those up and we'll do a review of that for everybody so we can get that new Magna Traction style chassis from Dash and figure out how well those cars are. Also, let me know if the stream's coming through okay video-wise. I know it's looking a little choppy for me right at the moment. Hopefully it's okay. AFX Mondo, yes, it runs good. Been looking to pick one up. I just haven't got around to it yet. I've been buying some parts and pieces here for a build for the class for our racing this fall. So I haven't got a chance to get around to get to that. Hopefully I'll pick up... Oh, cool. Hopefully I'll pick up one here soon and we'll be able to do a review of that car real quick. Been looking to... and I noticed, because I remember seeing a thing a while back when I bought a bunch of other stuff. I was going to buy one, but he didn't have any out yet. So hopefully when I get around to getting it, he'll have some in. I want to get one of those and then we can do some... One, we can do a review of it. Two, we can do a comparison between it and an original AFX Magna Traction car and probably the Auto... I know it'll probably do way better than the Auto World car, but we'll do some comparison videos or whatnot along with that between some chassis and see how well it stacks up. Which would be really cool. Anything else out there you guys know about that you wouldn't... I know there's a couple more Jag chassis that we need to do reviews for. We've done the DK4. We've done a TR3. I might have to steal Elisha's... Elisha has a TR3 GT that we may have to steal and do. And then there's a couple others I know that we need to get a hold of. I have a vintage police car with the blinking lights. Yep. I need help there. Have even worked or repair. Whoop. Have ever worked on one or repaired the police? I haven't repaired one. I have one that I got. Sorry about my finger there. But mine works. I didn't have to work on it or anything. You might have a wire out or something. Kind of look for that as well. Or it might be something else. We'll have to do a deep dive on that chassis one of these times. Maybe I can find one that isn't working and see if we can't fix it up. Turn capable lap times with a Mega GT on my max track. Now that's with the Dash car, right? That's pretty impressive if you can keep up with the Mega G Plus car. That's pretty sweet. Cool thing about those, all the AFX bodies will fit that car too, won't it? And the Auto World bodies as well, if memory serves. I think the clips are the same. if memory does serve. I haven't seen a total picture of one, but I do believe the body mounts are all the same as an original Magna Traction car. If anybody out there knows. And the police car, but on that police car, their OYD slot cars, I would check your wires first off. Make sure your wires are all connected and everything. Make sure you don't see any burn marks or anything on there. Make sure all your solder points are good. Check all of that. See if that is your problem, and if it may be a bulb as well. I don't know if you can tell. You might have to get a magnifying glass and check and see if the bulb is okay. That might be part of your problem too. And I don't know if you can get those bulbs or anything anymore. That might be kind of a hard thing to find. But that's what I'd start with, all the wires first. Make sure they're all okay, and then check the bulbs and go from there. Because more than likely it's an electrical issue or a bulb issue with that if your lights aren't working on that car. So anybody, we're getting ready, starting to look forward to racing season. We're probably going to have our meeting here soon for our racers here in Central Washington to get everything set up for our season. We'll start on the 10th of September, go through March this year, have some fun racing with everybody again, and we'll do this. We're going to be doing the races on the channel the same way we did last year. We'll do a featured, and then I'll do a recap video of the other two races and give you guys the points and all that kind of stuff. That seemed to work really well last year. It helped me out with editing and everything. I didn't have to do so much editing, and it worked out really well. So we'll do it that way again this year, along with the regular videos and everything else. Hopefully we'll get the 3x5 done here soon. We're going to get back to that. We're going to redo the wall around the outside. I got to pick up some MDF, and once I get that MDF bought, we can get back to the 3x5 building. We'll change the wall and move it out in the corners a little bit so the outside lane doesn't have an advantage just by putting the rear end of their car up against the wall and just ripping the high side of the corner. A little bit unfair. So we'll get that straightened, and we might even be able to do a race on that track this year. See, oh, wait, we got more comments. Here we go. Yes, okay. My ticker's not moving, so I can't tell. Really on the fence. Yes. Yeah, that's what I thought. So if you might be able to diagnose on the police car. If you go to go to the internet and find a picture of it and zoom in, and you can look, because there's two different color wires on this car, and just kind of follow the pink. My car anyway has a pink wire and a black wire, and you might be able to find where they go from there and just do it through the picture and be able to rewire it that way. If you have the wiring intact and it's just not connected at a certain point. So the connection points on part of it, there's one on the motor clip across the top, and then there's one on each side of the pickup shoe mounts, where they mount there. And then there's two on the top of, let's see if it'll focus, of the chassis there. So if you can kind of diagnose it that way, you might be able to. They're around that little round ball attachment there, to where they get the conductivity there. So there's one on one side, one on the other. The purple wires are the ones that look to be touched to the chassis, to the pickup shoe points. They come in and then go up and attach to the pink wires, or the purple wires are the one that attaches to the motor plate. And then the black wires are the wires that are tied into the pink wire, go to the light bulb, and then go to the oscillator on the top of the chassis there. So that, hopefully that might help you to diagnose where your wires are at. Crash of the week, thank you. Yeah, I was looking at that, and I knew that the YouTube was really pushing shorts, and I got to thinking about it, and I looked at my shorts that I'd already done, the few that I did. I think I only did like 5 at the time. And I looked at the age range that was watching them, and it was amazing that the 13 to 17-year-olds were watching them. And I'm like, well, hell, that's the age group we want to get hit, because we need to get a younger audience in here. So I started thinking about what we could do on the channel, because I knew I could make shorts from an existing video, so it was stuff I didn't have to shoot. And I'm like, hey, look at all, I got like 500 and some odd races on the channel. Let's just do a crash of the week. So I started doing that. And then the Saturday speed shot was another thought, because it could be taken straight from a video to put up. And then the other two, the walk around and the other ones, I just shoot. So, and one's only, 15 seconds. The other's only a minute. So it was a no-brainer, and it's bringing in a younger audience, which is what we really look for in the hobby. Yeah. OYD slotcars, if you're still here, if you're a member of Slot Car Crazy on Facebook, I have pictures of all the chassis pictured in the album section on the Facebook group. There is a picture of this car there, and you can go there and get a closer look at it from there too. There's another place, I don't have my other phone with me right now, that has a very good, if somebody can remember it, they have a very good directory of meanings and pictures and stuff. I can't remember the name of the website right off the top of my head, but that's another really good resource to go check out. They have a lot of pictures of chassis there too, and they should have a picture of that car as well, and it'll also help you look at it there too. If somebody can comment what that website is, because I can't think of it off the top of my head right now. Are you doing with Auto World? The Auto World cars, the only thing we do with Auto World with my group basically is we race the Thunderjet 500 Ultra G cars, and that's the only car we race right now from Auto World. There has been talk of running the Super 3 just to see if we can't make the Super 3 halfway decent. That was a thought with our group too. We're going to have a meeting here soon to discuss a possible change of a couple of classes within our group that we race. But I'm voting to keep Auto World Thunderjets. And then, but that's the only one we do a lot of work with here within my group anyways. We might do something down the road with the X-Traction cars. Love the tech tip of the week. Some of those are getting a little hard to come up with, but hopefully we'll keep it going. This week's one, I'm like, I forgot about the trick with the soldering iron and the motor brushes, and I thought I hit that one, hit me. I'm like, I gotta do that one. I haven't done that one yet, so we gotta do that one too. But we'll keep up with the Tech Tip Tuesdays and the part spin episodes. Okay. Wind Warrior. My phone will not type. LED lights are the way to go. That might work on that chassis. I've been seeing a lot of stuff here lately on the Facebook groups about Auto World and the quality and stuff, and it's not. Um, I had to comment the other day of a guy who put a post on there that said he'd been away from the hobby for 40 or 30 years and just got back into it, a bunch about Auto World cars and how he was disappointed with them. And I had to comment and say, yeah, they are, but he bought the build kits, not the full car, and a lot of the build kits are like leftover parts and stuff from the other cars. So you don't necessarily want to go that route, except for buying the kit to get that body. So you've got a blank body to do whatever you want to do with. And I kind of told him that's like, you want good cars, and even they're not, great cars, but to buy the actual done cars and then buy the kits for the bodies in case you want to paint them or whatnot. But I haven't bought any of those kits to see how well they were. Even as you guys know, the cars out of the package, you got to really work with them to run well. And every now and again, you'll find a screamer car. Elijah's the car he runs in our Auto World Thunderjet class. That car's straight out of the package, pretty much. He got lucky with that car, and you can get lucky with those cars from time to time. Cool. I'm glad you caught a live chat there, David. Hopefully, I've been trying to be able to do these more often so we can. I want to go do a couple of lives too now that they've got the new feature of you can bring someone on with you, and I want to bring some people on the channel that we can talk to and stuff, and have some dialogue back and forth with, like Jim Rose from NorCal slot car scene, and there's the two European guys I would love to get on the channel and talk to them about HO in Europe. Would be the slot car dude and the slot car dude. Was it slot car dude 68 and that slot car guy? I'd like to get them on too and find out their takes on HO over in Europe. Yeah. Yes, 1 out of 5 cars scream. Yeah, it's hit and miss with the Auto World cars. Their quality control is not very good. I've also been hearing some things about some of the new Mega G cars having issues. The Mega G Plus cars having issues from well, they're not from Tomei anymore. They're still Tomei basically, but from them are having some issues too. I have a new one. I bought the Mark IV, but I haven't ran it that much because I don't want to get the body all dinged up. I don't know why my chat's not scrolling. And RC Lincoln on it. Yeah, I'd like to get RC on too. He's I'm not sure if his YouTube channel. I'm not, because I know to do lives on your phone like I am right now, you have to have over 1,000 subscribers on your YouTube channel, and I don't know if he's quite there yet. I might be able to see if I can get him on somehow, but that would be a cool one to have too. I love RC. RC's a good guy. Pinions cracked. Pinions cracked. Uh-oh, that ain't good. Yeah. I do have 2 more Ultra Gs that I might have to open here to see if they're any better than my current car for that class. But just got to work with them and keep tweaking and working on them, and they'll eventually come around unless the chassis are not very flat or very well put together. If the motor plate doesn't fit very well on the chassis and is a little off, it'll kind of kink the motor a little bit, and it won't let the motor spin freely. I have over 1,000. You can have any guest you want. That's what Dan's. Oh, okay. Wasn't sure if the whole subscriber thing played out on that or not. But yeah, I'd like to do that more often, get some more people on to talk to. Opinions cracked, but to their credit, they handled it. Oh, that's good. I do hear that they are really good about replacing their cars in a timely manner if you guys if you have issues with them or whatnot, which is a good thing. I would like to see some more stuff come out in single cars rather than set cars as well. I know there's a couple cars you still can't get singly that I would love to have, like the new Porsche, because I haven't seen that singly yet. What's the other one I haven't seen? See, there's one other one I can't remember what it was. That's a set car that isn't out singly yet, which I'd love to have. And there's a couple Auto World things too I'm still looking for. I'd love to have one of the new Auto World Datsuns. I would love to have one of the new Capris to compare it to the original AFX Capri. And then I'd like to take a look. Hopefully my Hobby Lobby will get some of the vans in soon, and I can take a look at the vans and see what they look like as well. Because those would be really cool to put on to see how they mount. They probably have the side clip on them, but it'd be interesting to see if they'll mount to an original specialty chassis. Which probably, if the only way it's going to is if they have a post to be able to put a screw in it. But then I will have to give it to Auto World on the body side of things. They are doing some really neat bodies and bringing back some of the older Aurora stuff in really cool paint jobs. I'll have to give it to Auto World when it comes to the bodies. They're doing great with that. Chassis, they can do some work with, but I haven't really picked up anything new car wise recently, except for the TFX car that we got at the Oregon race. That's probably the only car I've gotten recently. Outside, I've been buying more parts than anything else. Yeah, I saw his new limited. I've seen pictures and stuff and heard about that new one from Pro Tinkerer. He's got some neat stuff. He's also got a couple of really cool custom painted Datsuns that he just did that he's selling. And I'm not sure how he's doing that. Selling those. I think he's like doing a silent auction on them or whatnot that looked really cool. I saw that post on his Facebook account the other day. Yeah, the Outer World bodies are awesome. There's a couple that they could tinker with a little bit to make a little lower. I'd like to see him come out with a new version of the CUDA bodies and make them lower so they don't sit so high on the chassis. Also, the Dodge, what is that, 69 Charger, the one that's the General Lee car. I'd like to see them kind of maybe redo the mounts and make those cars a little lower. Yeah, he's auctioning them on his live streams. Yeah, those were really cool. Those two gold Z's he did looked really nice. He did a good job on those. Yeah, the 4x4 looks a little high. There's several cars that are that way. I know that the CUDA, the 70 CUDA's that way. The 69 Charger's that way. There's a couple others too that sit really high for some reason. If you put them over onto like a different chassis, you could put a lower body clip on it. But I'd like to see him maybe move that chassis down a little bit and change the mount points on the inside of the body and make them a little lower. I don't think you'd have to change the body much. I think you just have to move the mounts up to bring the body down on the chassis side. Yeah, extraction. Yeah, there's a lot of the Ultra G stuff, the Thunderjet stuff. You can make the bodies lower just by grinding the mount post down, but when it comes to the extraction cars, some of those are kind of mounted kind of high. And I don't really like Auto World's new metal guide pin either. If I was you, I'd swap it out and put a regular guide pin back on the chassis because it's not. If you want to get the car down and get a car lower, especially if you're racing them, you can't do that with that metal guide pin. You're gonna have to swap it out for a plastic guide pin. I do have two of those cars with that new metal guide pin on it, but I haven't opened them yet. And then John, one of our guys, had a couple, and he said that it's just not very good. The body mounting issues. That's good. I know he's got, since he has an in with them, maybe he can bring some things around. Viper chassis, lower body, super clip, super simple. Yeah, I love drawing a blank here right off the top of my head. Hardin Creek and all the different body mount clips he's got now that you can put almost anything on a Viper chassis or a Super G chassis, anything that takes a body clip. You can put a Tyco body on it. You can put a Lifelike body on it. Yeah, they're noisy too. Yeah, and you can't trim them either. So if you're on a track if you go to another racetrack that's got a shallower guide pin hole, you're pretty much stuck. You can't swap out you can't make that longer. If you buy extra long plastic guide pins, you can cut them to any length you want, and you can run almost any racetrack because not every racetrack's pin depth is the same. I also think, if I remember the video we did, the Auto World slot is actually also wider than an original AFX track, or than the Tomei track. Somebody was, I can't remember what one that was. Might have been Lifelike. That's why if you ever want to build a racetrack, do it all with the same brand of track and the same generation of track. Don't try and swap back and forth between brands, or you're going to have different pin depth sizes going through your racetrack. It's really good that we do have so many choices these days. I love the fact that there's people like of course you got Auto World, but I mean people like Jag Hoppies and Hardin Creek and Dash and all these guys that are bringing out all these different chassis and bodies and all kinds of cool stuff. And then you've got everybody that's making casted bodies and all kinds of stuff. It's really cool how many people are doing really cool things. Yeah. I'm still sticking with plastic guide pins though on my Auto World cars because it's just the only way to go with the Thunderjet ones, anyways. Makes things easier that way. Because I usually cut mine on my guide depth thing at 150 on all my T-Jet stuff. That seems to work best to bounce between the Tomei tracks that we run and the two routed tracks that we run at Stan's house. First world problems, yep. But I love all of the stuff that people are continuing to come out with. It makes me happy that it kind of looks like the hobby's still perpetuating and still growing. I love the fact that, I mean, the pandemic sucked, but in a lot of ways, well, in two ways, it helped the hobby, but it also hurt the hobby, especially when it comes to the older stuff, because it made the older stuff way more expensive because it brought a ton of people back into the hobby and everybody's buying everything, and it's just running the price of the older stuff up, especially on eBay. But if you ever have a chance to get to a slot car show, Scott's house, all my My stuff is posted on Scott's house. HORs, yeah. So yeah, it's really hard. Really sucks about what that did, and it kind of hurt the hobby when it comes to prices on eBay. But it amazes me how much Tomei stuff goes for on eBay now. I mean, the frickin' Mark IVs and the GT40s. Yeah, the plastic ones are junk. I always switch them out for a stock T-Jet, longer T-Jet guide pin and just cut it and run it that way. Shaky Dave, under shaky Dave on YouTube. Okay, I have to remember that, David. Yeah, so it's that. If you guys ever get a chance to get to a slot car show, sale, and all that, do it. It's really cool. We don't have anything here out on the West Coast big, but the last 2 times we've had the race at Scott's house, we've had kind of a small slot car show to buy and sell and whatnot, and it's been great. Everybody's been bringing their stuff that they've been wanting to get rid of or whatever, and when we get Philzy out of Nevada to come out, Phil Lazario, he always brings a ton of really cool stuff, and it's great to be able to buy stuff from people you know, because you basically get a price break sometimes when it comes to stuff like that. Matter of fact, I think the newest car I did buy, now that come to think of it, I did buy a car there. I bought that Camaro that I did the bi-weekly feature car on. This one. I bought the 06 red, white, and blue 70 Camaro there. I forgot about that one. Now I just need to get the Corvette to go along with that one. Lighted rods and Bob's Beers long guide pins. Yeah, lightning rods are really good. I just bought a bunch of those too for my TFX car, because I got 2 TFX cars and I only got 2 guide pins, so I figured I better buy a pack of those, because if we're going to be running them this fall, I'm going to need guide pins between my car and Shaden's car, so I bought me a pack of 10 of assorted colors. I haven't tried Bob Beers' long guide pins yet, though. I think the last bunch I bought, I think I got from RTHO, actually, if I remember right. And they might be Wizards. I can't remember. High Bank is ready super fast. I'm in Nevada. Oh, okay. You got Southern Nevada? Are you like below Vegas or above Vegas, David? Might be able to get you a couple of racers. 2 of our friends who used to live in Fontana, or not Fontana, but Fortuna, California, that moved down there to, it's not Laughlin. Where are they at? They're around the Laughlin area in Nevada. But Lisa and her husband live down there now, so they might be able to, he might give you a couple of racers there. Nothing here in the South. Yeah, I had to kind of notice that the South is a bit of a dead zone for slot cars. We seem to be doing okay out here on the West Coast. I'm about 50 from Bob's a while back. About 50 from Bob a while back. They hold me for a while. Yeah, if you buy a bunch of them in one shot, you really don't have to worry about it for a while. But back to the slot cars in the South, I kind of noticed that. I noticed Texas is kind of strong when it comes to slot cars. The Midwest is pretty good. There's a huge group in South Dakota. And then, of course, you got the upper Midwest in the Minnesota, Wisconsin area is pretty strong. And then the greater New York, New Jersey area is kind of strong too. But I have noticed that the South is a little vacant when it comes to slot car racing. Even in 30-second scale, I kind of noticed it's kind of the void down there. So do customs are supposed to do in Scott's. Okay. All right. I'll check that out. Northeast Nevada. Okay, so you're up towards the Idaho border then. That'd be a little haul for them. They're down in southern Nevada towards the Arizona border. So do you guys have a good? Do you have a group there, David? Did you can race with, or are you kind of a lone wolf there in northeast Nevada? Something else that they were. Oh, okay. Yep. I'm also a disabled vet. Well, thank you for your service there, David. But that's another thing. There's a couple groups on Facebook too. If you guys want to check them out, RC started one, and somebody else started one about where to find places to race. Just me and my roommate. Elijah's doing good. Elijah is out on his own now. Him and his girlfriend have a place of their own. He just recently started a new job. He was working. He got me hired at where he was working at, and then they kind of bumped him around a little bit, and he decided to go see where else he could find. So he now works for Pepe Machinery here in Yakima. He is a diesel ag tech, so he's working there now. So he works. They're a here in Yakima. They are a John Deere dealer. He was at Central Machinery Sales, they were a construction case IH dealer, and they bopped him over to their Pasco store, which is an hour away from where we live. It's about another half an hour away from where we were working in Sunnyside. And then they bopped him back over to our store, and they just kept bopping him back and forth. And he's like, I'm getting tired of this. So he decided to go find somewhere else. Brian Colley. We have a Brian in our race group. I can't remember. I don't think that's Brian's last name, though. But no, I don't think I do. I might have to look him up. I know there is some people here in town that race that we don't know about, that because there was when our one and only hobby store closed, they sold all their slot car stuff. When they did, they sold it all to one guy, and it's a guy that's not within our group. So we still haven't been able to find that person, who that person was, but I'll have to maybe get in contact with him. Maybe he'll want to have some racing. Brian Cole. Well, Brian's last name's different, so our Brian's different. So maybe, I don't know, we'll have to see. I'll have to see if we can track him down. There we go. I think Brian's last name's different, if I remember right. So that's interesting. We find new people all the time. We even found one within the company I work with that his dad's, I guess, a huge slot car collector and racer. About an hour away. They live in Pasco, about an hour away. So maybe we're going to see if we can't get them involved in our group too. Just keep out there, keep looking. If you're kind of on your own, just kind of snoop around, and you'll eventually start to find people within your area or approximately close enough that you can get a group together and just start having some fun together, racing slot cars and stuff. It's amazing how connected we are now with social media and everything, but how disconnected we are with social media. I mean, with all the got some chrome work to do on my custom 1800. All right there, David. But you'll eventually find people within the hobby you'll be able to connect with. Like I was, it's harder without the hobby stores. With the hobby stores closed, and that was our closest way to connect with people that did the hobby. And now with them kind of dying off, it's really hard. We lost our one and only hobby store that sold slot cars and models and train stuff quite a while ago now. The only thing we have that can considered a hobby store is our Hobby Lobby, and they're, the only thing you get there is Auto World stuff. So it's kind of sad that those places are starting to go away because they're all becoming they're big corporates. You either have Hobby Lobby or Hobby Town, and our closest Hobby Town is an hour away, and there isn't one here locally. And even then, they don't have a huge selection of slot cars. But you'll eventually find people. Trust me, you find people in this hobby in the weirdest ways because they just kind of stumble out of the woodwork and they'll find. It's how we found several people that race with us because they found the YouTube channel and then they found out the YouTube channel was local, and you know, so you'll definitely find people out there. You just got to keep looking. What time is it? 5:20. Makes it what, 8:20 on the East Coast. I know. If you guys, getting on kind of late kind of sucks, but we'll next time we'll do one. Hopefully I'll be able to figure out what's going on around the house, and we'll do it. I like to do it around noon. That way it gives us like 3 o'clock East Coast, and hopefully we can get some outside people involved here from other countries as well. So if there's anybody, you guys are out there, let some people know where you're at so maybe we can get some connections made here while we're online as well. Post where you guys are watching from, and we'll maybe get some connections made for everybody so they can start racing. All right, catch you guys later. I'll try to keep up the good work. So maybe we can get some connections made. There is some, like I was saying before, there is some places that you can. If you're on the West Coast, of course you got us in Central Washington. If you live in the greater Portland area, there's the Fozar group. They're really cool guys. They're just like us. We love going down there and racing with those guys. They pull guys all the way from Eugene and Roseburg, which is, I think Roseburg is at least 3 hours from Portland, same as we are, going the other way. So they pull from quite a big group. There's the NorCal slot car guys in the greater San Francisco area. There we go, Oklahoma. Just went west of OKC. Okay. So they're a really good group. They're San Jose. There's a big group in Sacramento. So those guys there. Of course, you've got Brad Bowman, who's down in Greater San Diego. Can't quite remember exactly what city it is, but I know it's a suburb of San Diego. Not sure about the LA area when it comes to HO scale slot cars. There is a good sized group in Phoenix and the Scottsdale area in Arizona. If you guys, they do have a group. I think it's Glendale actually. They do have a Facebook group, so if you want to check them out, you can check them out there. I know of a group. I thought there used to be a good sized group in Vegas. I don't know if they're still operating or not. There's one there that you can check out. South Dakota has a huge group out of the west side of the state. They've got a pretty good sized group there. They're the T-Jet Club guys, if you know who that is. The Hoser T-Jet Club guys, that's the guys in South Dakota. They have a huge group. I guess some of their races are like 25 to 30 guys there, so they've got a huge group there. St. Louis has a good sized group. Jeff Kratz and um, Schmidt and a bunch of them are out of that greater St. Louis area. They've got a good sized run there. Of course, you've got Michael Block and the guys there, all the guys that run at Lucky Bob's there in the greater Milwaukee and Milwaukee area there. You've got the Indy Slot Car guys. They're a Wisconsin group. There's okay, RC's out of Minnesota, so there's some guys up there too. When they get down into the Wisconsin area too, so check out the Facebook groups that list where everybody's at. I'd like to try. I've been thinking about. I do have a second like page or a second group on Facebook that I haven't done anything with in a real long time, and it was for the Slot Car Racers of Central Washington. I'm thinking about changing that to Slot Car Racers of the Pacific Northwest, so everybody can post races and everything there to try and get everybody on the same page. I know there's a sprinkling small group, I think, in Boise, Idaho as well. There used to be a big group in Boise. We used to go down and race with them in the early 2000s, but they kind of disbanded, and I'm not sure what's going on down there, and some of them left town and moved. But that's some of the groups that I know of for racing. If you guys need to get around and see if you guys can find some places to race with some people. But we've kind of built a good size group up here in the Northwest between us, Portland. There's also a group over on the west side in the Seattle area, but they only run one type of car, and they only run 6 races a year, and they don't really do anything outside of that, so they're kind of a lone group. There used to be a second group in the Seattle area, but they haven't done anything since COVID hit, so I'm not sure what's going on with them either. But that's just some of the people I know of to race with around the country. I'd love to start what somebody needs to, and I've been really thinking about it, and I just don't know how to make it happen. But it'd be really cool to have like a slot car convention here in the States, kind of like the Hot Wheels convention for Hot Wheel collectors, but do it for slot car guys. Maybe bring the HO and 32nd scale and 24 scale worlds all together and just have a huge 3-day convention for slot cars. I think would be really cool. Have all the manufacturers show up, have a slot car sales thing, have maybe some racing, maybe try and get some tracks together and have some racing, have some speakers like they do at the like at Comic-Cons kind of thing. Like maybe bring beers and them coming in, and 18 watching, 1 like so far. Actually, I got 14 likes up here, so maybe I don't think your ticker's updated there, Steve. But I think that would be really cool if somebody could actually pull that together. It would be really neat to have a slot car convention. I think that'd be fun. Be a neat way to get everyone together and be able to meet and talk. And if people could afford, with the prices of things these days, I know that's kind of a hard thing to do, but it'd be really neat to pull off a huge slot car convention every year just to get everybody together and try and have fun and, bring this hobby closer and maybe expand it a little bit and have a really cool thing. I know they have a really good size, like one in the UK that would be, kind of something like that, but make it like a Hot Wheels style convention would be really cool. Hey, Bob, what's up? Mr. Bob Carnes there out of Eugene. Is the new track up and running? Mr. Bob Carnes there just got a brand new Bowman routed track. It's going to be fun to go down and race on, hopefully here soon. Down there in the Eugene, Oregon area. Cool. We're going to have a huge race here, and we'll have to see if we can get down there and run with you. have some fun with the Central Oregon group. And, with the Portland guys sprinkled in there as well. Come on, there we go. Get my scrolling back up here. Having a race in November. Okay, cool. See if we can get down there. Hopefully it'll be on our off weekend. We're only doing one race with our group in November, so hopefully when we're trying to be on the off weekends of the Portland group, so that'll give you an idea of where we're at. Bob's a really cool guy. He's got some really neat cars and some really neat new racetrack to be able to race on down there. See if I missed any. No. Yukon, Oklahoma, huh? OID slotcars, if you're still here, do you guys have a good group there in Oklahoma to race with? Checked everyone's schedules before scheduling date. Okay, cool. We'll be posting our schedule as soon as everything gets worked out, so hopefully that'll be in about a week or so, hopefully. We have a tentative schedule made. We just don't know what we're racing yet this fall. Probably not much of a change from what we raced with last year, but we're thinking about changing at least 2 to maybe 3 classes in our schedule this year. Because we know John wants to do an unlimited T-Jet class, which I think that's going to happen. As long as he agrees to my 5 criteria to help everybody to keep trying to keep the cost from going astronomical on that class. So he must not be here. So what else has everybody got going on? Has anybody done any racing recently? I know a lot of people don't do a whole lot during the summer. I know we don't. We usually take most of the summer off. The last one we did was in May at the Oregon Invitational that Bob was at that race as well. That's getting to become a really fun race to go to. I hope next year's is just as good as this year's. Minus the whole computer problem. That kind of screwed things up a little bit there. Where is everybody? 16 people watching. A couple of things that we got coming up is we're gonna do. Where'd that car go? We need to do another body repair. We're gonna show you guys how to fix some bodies here again. We need to get this one up and running. I got another one too that we need to get some windows made for. This one's in pristine shape outside missing the windows. I love this body. This is one of Lifelike, Rocore, Amrex, really cool bodies along with the Z car. I love that body as well. So we'll have to do that here soon. We'll be building some motors here soon. As soon as I get some more parts, I've got enough to build. I got enough to build 2 motors now. I'm ordering enough to build 2 more motors for the TFX car, so we can get back to doing that with the TFX car and hyping up your TFX car. I'm going to be ordering another motor plate and then some more gear sets from TFX, and then from One Stop Slot Shop for the TFX. I'm also going to be ordering some 10 ohm arms from Dash. So we'll have the Tornadoes? Is that what those are? These are 16 ohm, Tornado arms from One Stop Slot Shop. I'm going to be ordering some 10 ohm arms from Dash, and we're going to be building about 4 motor plates, 2 for my car, 2 for Shaden's car for the TFX car, to see what kind of hop up we can do on that car. As soon as I get, I should be able to get a payment in late August from YouTube, so that'll buy that. I also need to pick up the new anvil from RTHO to install the gears and stuff on the motor plates. They have a new anvil for the gear press that'll fit the TFX gears. So I need to order that. I'll order that when I order the other parts and stuff too, so we can build some motors for that, and we'll get back to our whole TFX hop-up builds that we want to do. We did that whole magnet comparison thing. So we'll do that again, but this time with the Tornado arm on a motor plate and that new 10 ohm arm from Dash, and see what kind of performance we get out of the TFX car. This is the build-up of for the unlimited T-Jet class that we're probably going to run this year. So we're tinkering with the TFX car and see if we can't make it even faster than what it already is. And it's a quick car right out of the thing already. And if you guys catch that video that we did with the magnets in that car and what it did to that car, it's going to be interesting to see what those other magnets will do with a lower ohm armature. Really, really cool. So what time is it? So it's 5:36. We got 17 people watching. Nobody's commenting. So, hope you guys have had a great week. I'm going to shut this down now. I know it was kind of late to get everybody on here and do stuff, but especially for the East Coast guys, see as it's getting towards 8:30, 9 o'clock-ish. But hope you guys have a great week. There will be a walk around up tomorrow. There'll be this week is part spin on Wednesday. Of course, crash of the week on Thursday. I'm not aware of any slot car groups. It's just me having fun. Well, hopefully you'll find some people there around the area or something that you can start having some fun with there. So if anybody's in the Oklahoma area and you catch this re-air, see if you can get in contact with him. You guys might be close. You never know. You might be close and you can race together. And then next weekend will be a bi-weekly feature car. And then the next weekend after that, not quite sure what I got going on. I'll have to think of something. I'll let you guys know in the bi-weekly feature car this coming weekend about what we're going to be doing next weekend and all that kind of stuff. So I love you guys. Keep that pin in the slot. Keep the wheels on the downside. Keep racing slot cars. And keep talking with everybody, making new friends, having fun. And we will catch you guys in the next video. I'm out. Bye.